Hello everyone, my name is JP. I wanted to explore the differences in adjusted rental averages between Colorado, Kansas, and Washington states according to the U.S. Census Bureau of Statistics, and that is from 1940 to 2000. All right, I turned my camera off so you can see the information here. I basically just grabbed it straight from the U.S. Census Bureau website, and this is what you see here, the raw data. All right, and so since I am looking at three groups, what I needed to do was run an ANOVA single factor test, and I just went ahead and did that on Excel. And right away you can see, just looking at the numbers, that the variance between Washington, Kansas, and Colorado, the variance with Washington and Colorado is quite similar, whereas Kansas has a much lower number. It's just about half, which means that the data, the variance is much smaller with Kansas. So that could indicate that it has a much more stable um, rental growth than in comparison to Washington and Colorado, which seems to either rise more or just have more variance, more differences in the timeline. And so then looking at the p-value here, which is 0.62, and that's much greater than 0.05, so the need for a post hoc test is probably not necessary. Um, Other than that, I went ahead and I decided to show two different graphs. I'm sorry, a bar graph and a line graph. One showing first the variance, and you can see how Washington and Colorado visually how similar they are, whereas Kansas is just about half. So it shows that Kansas, if you look at this line graph, you can see Kansas is orange here. And yeah, it doesn't seem to rise to the same extent that both Washington and Colorado do. So yeah, I also happen to do a prediction formula with Excel, and that was interesting. And if you were to predict this into 2020, it would not reflect reality today. So something happened after 2000 to change the rate at which rentals have increased. So that's interesting. That would be something I would definitely look into if I were to approach this again. And thank you so much for listening to me. I appreciate your time. Have a great week. Bye.